Hi, Michael Smith here again with the VYPYR Pro in the Peavey studios. And we're going to talk about the Deep Edit Delay menu. As we've discussed, there are 4 different Deep Edit menus: delay, reverb, input, and output. And we're going to talk about the delay menu here. So when I go to the Deep Edit, which I get to by pressing and holding the delay, reverb, edit button, and I'll press the delay menu, and here we are. So you'll notice when I first touch the delay menus, we have quarter note, dotted eighth note. We have that, and we can also change the type of delay with the outer encoder. So we've got the outer knob here is the delay type, inner is whether I'm quarter note or dotted eighth. And what that means is when I tap in something on tap tempo, if it's set to quarter note, it's going to be exactly what's on the tap tempo. When I go to dotted eighth, it's going to give me exactly that, a dotted eighth note. So when I play eighth notes, I'm going to have. So you get that kind of Gilmore U2-y type of vibe, and that's going to be achieved with the dotted eighth note. So you have the choice, and it's different. It can be different for each patch. So we have all these different delay types. Off is obviously delay type. We have analog delay, and you'll notice as I scroll through the different delays, every one of them has a different setting on the parameters and even a different number of parameters because they don't all have the same thing. So analog delay, I'm going to have, turn back on that. I'm going to have that nice vintagey analog sound to it, and I've got my delay shift, time shift, which is just going to fine tune what I tap in percentage wise. My delay level, my delay feedback, which is how long. And then I'm going to have delay tone, so I can actually adjust the tone of just the delay. When I go to digital delay, it's going to be more of a very clear sounding delay. Most of your slapback type delays for that Gilmore U2 thing I mentioned before, that's what you would use. And again, I've got the shift. All of them will share shift, level, and feedback. This also has a delay tone. Modulation delay, which is one of my favorites. What that does is adds a modulation just to the delay. So when I turn that modulation down, it's going to sound pretty much like any other delay. I'm going to turn the rate of the modulation up and the depth, and you're going to hear, as I turn it up, you're going to hear more of that. If I get crazy and turn these all the way up, it'll start to have that wobbly sound. So it can be used as a special effect, but usually a modulation delay will be used to add kind of a different element. So depending on where your delay is set, with the modulation delay, you can actually get a chorusing type sound on the whole thing. Next up, we have MultiTap Delay. Most people don't really understand what MultiTap is, but it goes back to the days of a tape machine with multiple heads on it, and you could adjust the position of the different heads on the tape. So tap number 1, we still have the delay shift, level, and feedback, but now we have tap echo position 1, which is where that first tap is going to be. Now, you're not going to hear much of a difference until I get right about with the second head here, right about where the first one is. Now when I go past it, you're going to hear different rhythmic patterns taking place based on where I put that second head. So that's one of those delays you're going to have some trial and error with to learn how to use, but it can be very effective, and it can give you that delay setting where people just don't quite know what you're doing. And then here's tape delay, which mimics the sound of an old tape delay machine. You have the same controls here, but now I've got a noise control, so I can add tape noise to my signal if I want. And then I've got tube delay. So that's going to mimic the sound of an old tube delay machine. I still have the delay tone, but now I've got a drive control, which now I can drive. You can hear how much distortion I put into that delay. Use a clean tone so you can hear it better. So I can, as I turn up the noise, the drive, you're going to have more of that noise in there. So you get some of that tube drive into the delay tone. So that's the delay menu. And we're going to move on next to the reverb menu. This is Michael Smith here at Peavey Electronics.